right, I see y'all coming in. What's up, Marvin? Ford, I gotta call you, man. I'm trying to mask it. Christopher Martinez. Toshiba Smallwood, God bless you. Papa TK. Like big chains. Yeah, the dope house was my house. 24 on the stove till it's all out. Adrian White, Natasha Walker, God bless you, God bless you. We got some good stuff for y'all today. Just letting y'all come in and vibe a little bit. Dante, get it free. Shout out to Dante, I see you. Shout out to Dante. And listen, as y'all men are coming in, you know, they don't really have any emojis that really fit us. So if you would, you men give me some thumbs up, maybe an angry face, something serious, but I want to know that you in here. Seeker Warman, Brian, God bless you. We got some serious stuff to talk about today. God bless you. I see you guys are coming in. I see my son, Dewan, coming in. Lisa. Yeah, let me see you. Corey, I see you, Corey. Two stripes, two blacks, so they won't hide me. You heard me cry, so glad that you came and got me. God's man on deck. Expression is alone. Tricky music like we got something to say. I'm falling. So listen, while we getting ready, get your sons right now. What I need y'all to do, I need you to start tagging your sons in, tagging your nephews in, tagging your husbands in, tagging those uncles in, tagging these men in, because what we have to say has to do with everybody. That means even some of you ladies, this is how I need you to help us today. I am Pastor Fred, God's man on deck. Pastor Fred, God's man on deck. Don't get it twisted, I've never been secular. Shemaine Dean, good evening, darling. Listen, get them nephews, get them in here. We got something to talk about today. All right, let's get in here. Listen, so again, it's Pastor Fred, God's man on deck. God bless you all. God bless you all. Listen. Today I want to talk, well, first let me do some shout outs. Can I do some shout outs first? I want to shout out Day McRandolph. Day McRandolph, I want to shout him out. David Chandler's son. I didn't get a chance to get back to you. I did see you in the inbox, but didn't get back to you. But I want you to know that God is with you. God is moving with you. And everything concerning you, He is going to do a great work in your life. You just have to stay faithful. Listen, a lot of you are inboxing me. A lot of ladies, you're inboxing me about your sons, your fathers, and those things. I want you to know I had a chance to read them, but I need you to do something else for me. It's really hard to get into to really gather this data on Facebook. So what I need for you to do, I need for you to go to godsmanondeck.com. www.godsmanondeck.com. And if one of you men would do me a favor and put that in your comments for me so it can trail up the line and you can really catch it for some other people to catch it. If you guys will help me out, ladies, this is what I need for you to do for those sons, those husbands, because this is what I do. This is the platform that I use right here. But counseling is what I do. Counseling, I do man-to-man counseling, and I do premarital counseling. I've been doing premarital counseling for years. If you're really ready for the truth, I'm really ready to give it to you. So if you would like me to do premarital counseling with you and your fiance, you really believe it's real, you want to get in contact with me, you want me to do it, I need you to go to my website. I need you all, ladies, I need you all that you want me to do counseling with your husband, or you want me to do it with your sons, or whatever, whomever you want me to do it with. It is definitely economical. You ain't got to worry about it being crazy. What's up, Bernard? Hey, Charlene. Hey, Rufus. How you doing? Go to my website, www.godsmanondeck.com. I need you to register. I need you to register and give me your information. I need that email, because what we want to do is we want to have a God's Man on Deck conference in November. But in order for me to do that, you guys got to give me some information. I got to know. We want to send information to you. We want to get in contact with you. We want to become a family of men. Yeah, we want to have a fellowship. We want to have a fellowship of men that we contacting all over the world. So when we get ready, Dietrich, I see you. Hey, cuz, when we get ready to come together, you know, we'll be able to call you from all over, and we're going to have a ball. I'm telling you, we're going to have a ball. We're going to have great speakers that come. We're going to have great music. We're going to have all kinds. So it's going to fit. That's why I let you hear hip hop when it comes on, because it just won't be that regular thing for regular people, all right? But today we got some serious stuff we want to talk about today. So again, I want to shout out, one person I might have didn't forget you, Mike McRandolph. Amen. I thank God for you. Thank God for being able to talk with you. God bless you. To my sons, my boys, because today we're going to be talking about how do we save our sons? How do we save our sons when they feel they've been abandoned, rejected, displaced, or replaced? How do we save our sons when they feel they've been abandoned, rejected, replaced, or displaced? How do we save our sons? And I'm talking to black men. That's what this is about. It's a funny thing, and because I went and I did a statistics checkup. Just to kind of see, because, we've been hearing the same thing for a long time, that black men are not in the house. And that's not true. Truth of the matter is, a lot of black men may not be in the house with the son or in the house with a child, but black men are present. They're in the house, so it's not true now that we used to hear the black man ain't in the house. But there's a lot of reasons going on behind that. A lot of reason is when they take these statistics, from they take them from places of whether they're married. So they're counting married men in the house. Well, you already know what that looks like. They're counting whether the man is in the house. And so we got people that are divorced that the man is present. We got people that the couple is separated and the man is present. We have some cases you have low income people where the man can't even come to the house because it's a federal complex. In other words, if the man has a felony, or if the man is a felon, he can't even be in the apartment with his family. Real talk. And for some of you that don't know that, may not have come in contact with that, if your wife, or you could be your wife that can have an apartment somewhere that y'all got married, but if you got a felony, they say, well, no, you can't stay here. Real talk. So a lot of these statistics, they're inflated, and they're inflated in their own, but we still, as black men, still have a problem. How do we save our sons that feel like they've been rejected, feel like they've been abandoned, feel like they've been displaced, or feel like they've been replaced? Come on, how we gonna do this? How we gonna do this? And men, I need your input. Let me tell you how this goes. Let me tell you how the man-to-man goes. God's Man on Deck is the platform. Man-to-man is our talk, our conversation. This is what we do. But in order for me to get this, you have to talk to me and tell me what's going on. I appreciate the daughter that really talked about what was hurting and what was on her son's heart, because it helps us to talk about the situation. How do we do this? How do we do this? So listen, the first question that I had is that and it's crazy because I put on the shirt today, Darth Vader, I am your father. Everybody likes Star Wars. I think everybody likes Star Wars. Just, But this is the thing about it. Because a lot of us, we have to be real. I've been in a lot of conversations with a lot of men a long time in my life, and I am a father. I have 3 sons of myself. My oldest boy is Fred Gooden. I think Fred just turned 30. I have another boy that's 28. And I got a son that's 25. I got grown sons. This is the question I got for you, men. Y'all talk to me now. When is the job of you being a father over? When is the job of you being a father over? That's one of my first questions. Is the job of you being a father over after child support? Is it over after child support? Because this is the thing about it. We're losing our sons because we can't make connection with them the right way. We're losing our sons because a lot of us, we had things that happened in relationship between the mother and the father. And I ain't talking about married mother or father. And some people that's just saying never, never. Thank God that a lot of people know this, but a lot of us men are not doing it. And what I want to happen today is I want some of us, this is a SOS. A SOS is an emergency. It's an emergency. Because if we can begin, first of all, to grab hold of our sons, we can begin to grab hold of our community. Some people really don't realize that one man can create a whole generation. One man can create a whole generation. Somebody put up under there, till death do us part. Yeah, that's what true father and sonship should be. But unfortunately, we got men that disconnected from their sons when child support was over, and because you didn't have a relationship with the mother anymore, or it didn't work out like you wanted to work out, you left your son, you left your child. And what I'm telling you today is man, you got to pick it back up. You got to do something about this, because our sons are out here suffering, and some of these same sons, I was looking at the news here in Charlotte, where it was showing some young black men in shootouts. You know, most of those men in shootouts is because they don't have anybody in their life to tell them anything, anybody that they respect. So when is being a father over? It's not over because the mother don't want you to be a part of it. No, it's not over. It's not over when child support is over. It's never over. That means for some of you men, and I need to see some hearts over there. I need to see some thumbs up over there. I need to know that I'm getting to you. I need to know that this makes sense to somebody. I need to know that this is important to somebody, because we have our sons. We have our sons that we're losing, and we're losing our sons because we're not present in their life. You being a father is never over. And this is the thing. So we talk about sons that being rejected. So how do they feel rejected? They feel rejected when all of a sudden Papa ain't around no more. When he ain't trying to make connection with them, no, he ain't calling them no more. Where he's not even trying to make any type of relationship happen anymore. But when you see him cross town, he got another family. He's connected with them. Now he may have stepsons. How would you feel if you were the son and all of a sudden you had another family and then they had children? Watch this, and I need you to hear this real good, because somehow we always seem to be better in the second course of life, and that happens, but it doesn't have to happen to you. You can still make a success with your son, even though your son is grown. Yeah, it's going to take something. It's going to be pressure. Yeah, he going to put it on you. Yeah, he might go off on you. Yeah, he might cuss you out, but you ain't got to give up. You ain't got to give up. You ain't got to do that. You ain't got to, because see, it's time out for talking about what happened in the past, because I ain't got a relationship with my son because of this, or because of that, or because of this. Can I tell you the honest truth? None of those excuses are not going to work for your sons. It ain't going to work. They ain't going to want to hear about the mama in that relationship. They ain't going to want to hear about none of that, because right now we got sons that cry. This is the thing about being a man. Glory to God. This is the thing about being a man. I remember times when my father wasn't there, because my father didn't grow up in the house with me. So I grew up with a single parent. Want my father to be there, but my father wasn't there. So there was a lot of nights that I cried by myself, but I cried by myself when nobody could see me. Listen to me, fathers. I cried by myself when nobody could see me. I'm talking about at an age where probably, 15, 16, 17, I'm by myself, but I can't get in a conversation with my daddy. Now, this is the thing about it. I can walk to my daddy's house, but my dad ain't even know how to connect with me or talk to me. So the only way my daddy knew to connect with me is by telling me how to go and have a relationship, have relations with a young girl, right? Because the dumb side of being a father is just because your son is quote unquote a man or whatever, or what, he ain't gay, you feel some type of pride, and that's not it, because that can't be it if after a while, because you ain't gave him guidance, he in the penitentiary. How are we going to save our sons? So that's one of the first things. When is your job over? Your job ain't never over. What am I talking to you tonight? Man to man, what am I saying to you tonight? I need you to pick up the phone. Well, I ain't got no phone number. Well, what you going to do? Because this is the thing. We made too many excuses. Men have made too many excuses of why we can't fix our communities. This is the thing about it. Some fathers we know are not in place. But even some of us men, God has laid it upon our heart to do something. We need to do something about it. This was the second question that I came up with. For you fathers. And I'm in this. So I'm talking to you. And also I tag my boys in here. And I want, if they want to make a comment or whatever, because listen, ain't nobody perfect. There's nobody perfect but God. But I'm pulling on you fathers today, and I want you ladies to tag them fathers in there. I don't care if y'all ain't talking or whatever. Tag them sons in there in them comments. Tag them fathers in there, because this is important. SOS, save our sons. How do we deal with our sons that feel like they've been rejected, feel like they've been abandoned, feel like they've been displaced or replaced? And remember this. I want you to remember this as I'm going through this. They're not going to always tell you how they feel. We as men, we grew up not telling people how we feel. So some of your sons that's in the house, they cried just like I cried when I was by myself. They ain't gonna tell you they cried, but you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna go outside and they're gonna connect with people that they're gonna make their family, and that family is gonna lead them around the wrong directions. Why? Because it ain't no daddy in the house. So here goes my second question for some of the fathers. And you can tell me, I'm looking up here, I'm seeing y'all put names in here. Don D, they're putting names in here. How would you rate yourself as a father? And I don't need y'all to get religious on me. Some of y'all, that's, you got the Bible up under your back. You got a theological degree. I don't want to hear about that. You call no man father. We already know that. You know what I'm talking about. If you want to say daddy or pop, you can call it what you want to call it. But how do you rate yourself as a father? How do you rate yourself? I want to see some of y'all men up here. Talk to me now. I want to see some men. And we talking about a rate from 1 to 10. From a 1 to 10 perspective, how would you rate yourself as a father? How would you do that? How would you do that? You ask me, so I'll be the first. I would rate myself at about a 7. Yeah. I would rate myself at about a 7. You know why? Let me tell you why. I got Bernard Carter that said I can do better. I got Gallister that says 8.5. You know why I say a 7? One thing I've seen with my oldest son, because I made myself, because I grew up fatherless, I made it a point to be in my sons' lives. But I see they became better fathers than I was. Let me tell you why I rate myself a 7. I rate myself a 7 because when I was coming up, my children saw me coming out the streets. I got to put this in there. I'm not all the time trying to tell you my testimony and make it about me. I can't do that. I'm not trying to do that. But they saw a lot of things that later became things they had to fight. I'll just say the one thing, because they saw me smoking marijuana. At some point, they dealt with that in their life. So they had to deal with that in their life. That's one of the things, and that's why I say 7, because I wish they would not have saw that. But on the other side, I have always been in their life and always led them down a good path. That's why I rate myself. I am not perfect because they seen some things that their daddy was, and because of what they saw my temper. They saw me going off. They saw me crazy, but they also seen me change over and become saved. It is unfortunate, though, that because yes, they still saw me before Christ, that they still picked up a lot of those traits. How would you rate yourself? I can ask you a question. How would your sons rate you? And I'm not saying this is not about daughters, but we're talking about sons today. So y'all don't get upset with me. We're talking about sons today because I need some sons. There are some sons right now that are getting ready to graduate that, man, you ain't called them yet. You ain't called, you ain't said nothing, and you feeling sorry for yourself. Sometimes it's because we feel sorry for ourselves. Sometimes because we know we ain't did what we're supposed to do. Listen, sometimes you got to get over the bad job you done and just go ahead on and say, you know what? I know I was a bad father. I know I didn't do right. I know I was mad for all the wrong reasons. But my son right now, he in his 20s, and I still can be a part of his life. Let him cuss you out. Let him say whatever. He may not even cuss. He may just hug your neck. You don't know. But you got to give yourself a chance. Come on, man. Come on. This is how we get our community back. One son at a time. I challenge you today to call that son. I don't care how mad he was with you. I don't care how that happened. How would your son rate you? What would he say? Would your son say, man, I rate that Negro a 0? You know, and if that's it, it's all good. That's it, it's all good. That means you still have an opportunity to do something about it. Kudos and shout out to all you women that are sheroes. Kudos to all you women that have single women that have raised sons. My mama did it. But this is the thing. The job ain't finished yet. The man is still needed. The job ain't finished yet. So, ladies, I see some of y'all putting that in there. Listen, this ain't the time to be angry. This is the time to say, what we gonna do to connect that son back to that father? Because at the end of the day, it ain't got nothing to do with you. It has all the way to do with that father and that son. So I asked you a question. How would you rate yourself? You got to do something with that. How would you rate yourself? Another question for you. Have you done all you can do to try to have a relationship with that son? You got to be honest. You got to be honest. You need honesty. Because I can hear it. I can hear the excuses. He did this and he did that. Marlon, God bless you, man. He did this and he did that and he was this and she did that. Listen, that son ain't going to want to hear none of that. Especially when he done caught his first charge and his daddy ain't been nowhere around. I would have paid good money at this age, if I can pay for my father to give me some advice at the age of 15 or 16 years old, before I got my fool self in trouble at 19. I would have paid good money, y'all. I'd have paid good money. So yeah, I seen somebody say, no, ain't no time to beat yourself up. And I ain't trying to beat you up. What I want to do is I want to put the pulsate on you. You know what? When a person is getting ready to die or something getting happen, they put the pop pop, they put it on them. Pop pop. I just want to I want to give you an emergency. Reach out to your son. Come on, somebody. There is a son out there. I don't care. Listen, I see viewers up there. I see y'all that's tuning in. If I can get 2 men that'll reach out to the son that they ain't reached out to, let me tell you something. It would make my night great. Glory to God. Because I got 1 man that was brave enough to go out and reach out to that son anyway. I gotta mention Tyler Perry. All right, Jamila. I gotta mention Tyler Perry. Mike, I see you done jumped on. Now, I'm not a fan, but Tyler Perry has good content. And there's one of the movies that I really got to talk about in this moment, because this is the thing about it. In this third question, have you done all you can do? There was a movie, I don't know the name of it. One of y'all can put it in the comments, where the son becomes a basketball star. He becomes a basketball star. The mother moves to another city where he is able to be mentored by another man. Shout out to you men that mentored these sons. Shout out to you men. Shout out to you men that became stepfathers and stepped in where the father didn't. Shout out to you. Shout out to you that went past all the aggravation, because look here. I was a stepson and I gave my stepfather hell. I ain't gonna lie to you. I gave it to him, boy. When he walked in the door, I was like, Mama, who that man? You know, I was one of them stepchildren, but he hung in there. And the fact that he hung in there, some of his attributes I got, but it still did not take away. Hear me good, fathers. Even though there may be a stepfather in the house, it doesn't take away the son's need for his natural father. Because somehow the son wants to look in the mirror and wants to look at a reflection of himself and see what that reflections look like and see if it can do anything for you. But the movie that I was looking, the Tyler Perry movie, the son becomes a basketball star. At the end of it, the natural father shows up. He shows up after the boy gets drafted to the NBA. Don't wait till they get successful to show up. Don't wait till you see them shining to show up. Be one of the ones, meet the Browns, somebody say. Be one of the ones that polish them there. I love the way my oldest boy coaches his children. I mean, he is there with Fred. Now, I'm the third, my son the fourth, and his son is the fifth, and he just coaches his sons. Don't wait till your sons get somewhere. Because this is the thing about it. He may go to the NBA, he may go to the NFL, but what if he go to the penitentiary? Either way it go, if I, as a father, I would want to be somewhere in his life to be able to prove. If I'm a stepfather, shout out again to you stepfathers. If you have a chance, come on, be a part of the polishing of that son to get him where he got to go at. Yeah. Reach out to him. Reach out to him. I want you to do that. Pastor Fred, God's man on deck. Man to man. Come on, man to man. Conversation. Man to man. And for some of you sons, somebody said, I wish my son's father had a Facebook. We working on getting this on YouTube. It'll be on there. You'll be able to send it to him. But listen, somebody said my father tries to phone calls every now and then, but I'm 32 and now I feel like, listen, somebody just said something critical. I don't care if he just said I'm 32 years old, his father tried to listen. I need you to pick that phone up. I couldn't catch your name. You know who you are. You just said you was 32 years old and your father tried to call you. Listen, adult, just because you're an adult don't mean you don't need your daddy, man. There's so many things within us as men we hold on to. And things will break off of you just by having a conversation with your daddy. Because there's a lot in him, even if he just says, I'm sorry. So listen, if your dad is reaching out to you, if y'all some of the men that are older, you might be 50 years old. You might be 50 years old, and your daddy might just start reaching out to you. He might be close to leaving here. Man, pick the phone up. Pick the phone up. Come on, y'all talk to me over here. Let me see some hearts. Let me see some thumbs up. Come on, y'all talk to me. Pick the phone up. It ain't nothing like a father and son relationship. And it ain't too late. It's not too late. I tell you, it is never too late for you to become the father that you need to be. Reach out to that son. I got a couple of more. So, have you done all you can do? That means you gotta get over yourself. In most cases, what if a son told me, what if the son said, well, I don't want to have nothing to do with you. I'm the father. My son said, well, I don't want to have nothing to do with you. Do we just give up? You know what most of us will do when we see a lady that we, come on, fathers, y'all listen to this real quick. What if you see somebody you really interested in, you attracted to, and you know you really got a shot, even though they say you ain't got them. What you do? You chase. You go after it. That's what you do. You chase. You make sure that you go after her with everything you got. So why wouldn't you do your son the same way? Why wouldn't you do the same thing? What I'm telling you is the same way that you would chase some lady that you're interested in. I'm telling you to chase your son, man. So what? What are you going to say? I'm 38 and it has been 36 years. He would have been 67 now. If that father called you 38 years old, man, pick the phone up, man. Listen, Something happens when a father connects with a son. Even if I can just get off my chest, man, I'm pissed off the way that you wasn't in my life. I'm pissed off that I had to go to prison because you wasn't never there. I'm pissed off because I couldn't get nothing from you to show me how to be a father for my son. Y'all don't click off yet, man. Stay with me. Stay with me. Because I need you to do this. I need you to do this. And what if they don't want to have nothing to do with you? I need you to chase them. Here go a critical one, y'all. It's a critical one. Well, what if the mother don't want you to have anything to do with the child because you ain't paying child support? First thing I got to say, and I got to address this to the mothers. Mothers, if he can't pay child support, let that be on him, but don't you stop that man from seeing that child. Don't you stop him from seeing that boy. Don't you do that. You let that be on him, because one thing about God will take care of you without child support, and that'll be on him and the courts, but don't stop him from seeing his child. I don't know if he's a deadbeat. I don't know nothing. All I know is what it will do for the son if the son can see a father. Well, somebody say, well, you don't know how he treated me. Well, you don't know what he did to me, and all of this. And listen, I don't know whether you were abused. I don't know what it is. But if a man is saying, listen, I'm out of work, or I don't have it, but I do want to see my child. Will you let me see my child? I need for some of you to allow that man to see that child. This is a SOS. Let him try. You know why? Because when that boy gets ready to graduate, he needs to be there. When that boy gets ready to get his college degree, that father needs to be there. Yeah, he needs to be there. No matter what. And you let him deal with the fact that he ain't paid child support. One thing I can say about my mama never tried to stop me from seeing my father. And my mother would tell me when he not paying child support. She sure did. And she let that be on me, how I govern the relationship. She didn't put a stronghold on the relationship and say, well, he ain't. Yeah. So don't do that. Don't do that, mama. And that means for you fathers, if it's been a while, because this is the thing. She might have said that a year ago. But because she said that a year ago, y'all was mad, y'all was upset. You know, it was, what it was. Let them try. Somebody say, my kid's dad is toxic. I see you. Is he toxic with the children? Is he toxic with the son? Or is he toxic with you? These are questions I can't answer. These are questions you got to answer. This is the thing about it. If that son grows up without that father, what will be produced? I got to admit, there are some men that are toxic and they don't need to impart nothing into nobody. I got to admit that. But I really believe if a man wants to have relationship with his child, and I believe a 99.9% that he ain't want to have a relationship with his child to give him something that he doesn't need. This is Pastor Fred, God's man on deck. Man to man. Man to man. What we gonna do? What we gonna do, fathers? What we gonna do, daddy? What we gonna do, pop? What we gonna do? Because the statistics is wrong. They're saying we ain't in the homes. But we present. We here. I'm getting ready to go. But I want to leave you with this last one. Because this is critical. This is critical. Whew. What if your son turns out to be gay? Where y'all at? What if your son turns out to be gay? I wrestle with this. Now, I will say none of my sons are gay, but I had to wrestle with the thought. None of them showed any signs of that. But as a man of God, I had to deal with it because I have spiritual sons that were converted. I have spiritual sons that came to my church flaming gay, but their life was converted. And if I was to show you them you were like, good God Almighty. You would be like, nah, he wasn't. Yeah, he was. What happened to me, because I had, me personally, I had things that happened in my past. It gave me thoughts, and it gave me apprehensions, and it gave me anger about people that were gay. So God had to do some things in my life to prepare me. But Father, what if your son is gay? This is what I'm going to tell you. Love your son. That's all you got to do. God only wants us to love. I hear some people are clicking off now. Listen, it's truth for the matter. A lot of fathers right now, I've heard this too many times. I ain't finna have nothing to do with him. If that nigga gay, I ain't gonna have nothing to do with him. Is that really what you want to do? Is that really what you want to do? You want to cut them off? Because one thing about the homosexual lifestyle, you don't know how deeply it's ingrained in people. You don't know whether it's to the bone. You don't know whether they're gonna come back. You don't know what it is. But all our job is to do is to love them. It's not to try to get in their lifestyle or nothing. Because see, this is the thing about it. In the last days, we don't know. Who knows how God is gonna judge anything? Can I tell you something about Sodom and Gomorrah? Can I really tell you something? If you go and look at some of the apocryphal books, like the book of Joshua, when it talks about Sodom and Gomorrah, it doesn't list it the same way King James lists it. This is just a little Bible. I'm not gonna get theological on you, but just a little information. When you read it in Joshua, when you read it in the book of Joshua says that Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed because the people of Sodom and Gomorrah were evil. They were expressly evil. They did not take care of the poor. If you weren't rich, you wouldn't be able to stay there. If you came in there and you needed anything, they would kill you. Sodom and Gomorrah was some of the nastiest people. That's why in King James Version, it says that who's in there? Because strangers had come to the city and they had not registered. And because they had not registered, they wanted to kill them. It had nothing to do with them being gay. Facts. Facts. What most of these people get up there and throwing out, it had nothing to do with that. Sorry, guys. I know you've been preaching it a long time, but Sodom and Gomorrah had nothing to do with people being destroyed because of homosexuality. That means that God has the last say-so in judgment. So as fathers, what if your son turns out to be gay? Let me say this right here. And this ain't from the standpoint of the son being gay. This is from the standpoint of a son not making the same type of decisions that I might have made. Okay? So I went through watching my sons make certain decisions and being angry. Never telling my sons I was angry at them. Get this. But I was angry because I was like, I taught them better than that. I gave them better advice than that. I know they saw me doing this, and I know they saw me doing that. And, I went through those type of things, right? Because I'm angry. Well, why? And even when they had relationships with young ladies and things like that, I was like, well, why he ain't do it this way? And why he ain't do it that way? And, I was going through my thing about my sons, but I had to realize at some point, my sons are my sons, and they are now developing to the men that they're going to be for their sons, daughters, or whomever they're going to be in the community. And they're not going to make decisions like me. And even though I didn't like the decisions that they made, I didn't go and tell them that because I didn't want them to think I was disappointed in them. Because as soon as your son think you disappointed in them, it breaks something in them. A son has to know that, man, I'm proud of you regardless. I'm proud of you regardless. Well, Pastor, come on, what if he gay? But listen, I'm proud of you. You got to make the decisions that you got to make. I don't agree with that, but I love you. All you need to know is I love you. That's all they need to know. Fathers, I'm getting ready to get off, man. I love y'all, man. I love y'all brothers, man. I need y'all to inbox me. I need some of you men real quick. Listen, I need some of you men that are prayer warriors, that are intercessors. Would you inbox me? Matter of fact, don't inbox me. Go to godsmanondeck.com, www.godsmanondeck.com. I need you to go there. Give me your email address. If you are a male intercessor, I need intercessors right now because we got content that we're going to be dealing with, and I need intercessors because doing our man-to-man talks, I want us to be praying. We got a lot of men that are intercessors. Talked to a young man this morning, blew my mind. Amen. Shout out to Rashid at Unity Church Charlotte. Shout out to Divine Influence. Shout out to you. Talked to a young man and he told me, yeah, man, I'm an intercessor. I don't hear that many men say they're intercessors. So listen, before I get off, listen, you men that are intercessors, we talked about a lot today. That means that if you're an intercessor, if you would do me a favor, go to www.godsmanondeck.com. Give me your email address. Tell me you're one of the intercessors. I would love for you to help us move along. Be one of the intercessors, one of the men that are praying with us. Become a part of our fellowship. Become a part of the man on man, the man to man. Become a part of God's Man on Deck. I would love, man. I want you to register, become a part of us. We're doing something. We're talking about it. Don't forget to end that. Man, give me some of the things you want to talk about. Yeah, this is how this goes. This is how this happens. Y'all intercessors, y'all boys that get up and pray 5 o'clock in the morning, I need you to go to www.godsmanondeck. Listen, we get ready to get out of here. I love you. I want to pray before I go to Father, in the name of Jesus. There's some fathers right now that have been listening. They've been frustrated. Some of them are ashamed. Some are embarrassed about what has happened. Life has thrown them curves. They have not been able to be in their sons' lives. There are some young fathers, 20-something years old, 30-something years old, that still has a chance. I pray right now, God, that you'll begin to move in their life. In the name of Jesus, oh God. I pray you will begin to touch their heartstrings. Glory to God. Begin to pull on their heartstrings. I pray right now that you'll begin to show them their son's face. Glory to God. I pray, God, that you'll begin to give them the insight and the directives that they need to be able to be a part of their life. I pray that you would give them courage and boldness to pick up that phone. If they can't pick up the phone, I pray, God, that you would give them the courage and the boldness to knock on the door. I pray that you would give them the courage and the boldness to do whatever they have to do to become a part of their son's life again. This is an SOS emergency. I'm going to tell you what I just got that I felt in the spirit realm. Somebody's going to make a call to a son that's going to stop him from picking up a pistol. That's going to stop him from making the wrong move. That's going to encourage him to keep going the right way. Somebody's son is going to make a different decision just because of a phone call from a daddy. That doesn't negate what you've done, mama. All right? Listen again, this is Pastor Fred, God's Man on Deck. This has been Man to Man. Again, I need y'all intercessors. I need you all, ladies, if you would, please register your husbands. Give me those emails so I will send them information. We'll send them. So ladies, give me the emails. Put the emails for your husbands. Go on our site. Register for your husbands. Register for your sons. Register for your nephews. We're going to send them information. It'll pop up on them. Some of you men, come on, put your sons in there. Register. Come on, let's do this right here. I need your information. We want to get ready to do a God's Man on Deck a conference in November. We'll be giving you even more details about that. We want to do it. We're going to start it in Charlotte, North Carolina. We want to line it up. But first, in order for us to do that, I need to hear from you. I'm getting ready to go. Listen, I love you. It's a brother-to-brother thing. This is Pastor Fred Gooden. I'm a pure-hearted man in a cold-hearted world. And I love you. Hey, y'all men don't forget to do them push-ups tonight. I love you. Good.